lost. Yet the budget shortfall will reappear within the next cycle. Safaricom's network underpins National Integrated Identity Management System NIMS, Huduma Number, Lipa na M-Pesa, government payments, e-citizen, and national security and justice and communication systems. Reducing state ownership without clear to Parliament. The sessional paper fails to answer elementary questions. Who will be permitted to buy? Will foreign state actors be barred? What goals commercial shareholders gain greater influence? These omissions are disqualifying failures of due diligence. Number 3, the Kenya Pipeline Company IPO, a cautionary tale the government refuses to heed. The KPC IPO stands as one of the most instructive object lessons in how not to conduct a government asset divestiture. The process was marked by pricing, questioned as overvalued, advisor selection without public, accountable, competitive process, modest retail investor participation, and weak secondary market liquidity. If the government an IPO with credibility and genuine market confidence, there is no basis for public trust that it can responsibly execute a partial divestiture of by some measures, or manage a new multi-billion shilling national infrastructure fund. Credibility in asset transactions These are Kenya's demands. On the National Infrastructure Fund Bill, reject the bill in its entirety as constitutionally defective, governance deficient, and institutionally redundant. Commission an independent constitutional review of the bill's compatibility with Article 206 existing infrastructure financing instruments of institutional multiplication. On the Safaricom partial divestiture, reject a full publication of all transaction advisor engagement terms and selection processes, commission an independent actuarial and strategic valuation of the Safaricom's national security assessment of reduced state shareholding, and hold full public participation hearings in line with Article 118 of the Constitution on the KPC IPO and asset monetization policy. Direct the Public Investments Committee to conduct a full postmortem of the KPC IPO, including pricing methodology, advisor selection, underwriting conduct, and retail participation outcomes. Suspend all this institutional framework before being entrusted with further transactions of national significance. Our conclusion: Kenya is not suffering from a shortage of institutions or financial instruments. Kenya is suffering from a crisis of governance. Call it blatant corruption, a failure of the state to spend resources transparently, enforce accountability, and protect the interests of ordinary citizens over powerful insiders. The National Infrastructure Fund bill will not cure this crisis, nor will the Safaricom divestiture. These are not solutions to Kenya's development deficit. They are distractions from it. And in the wrong hands, they become instruments for deepening the same elite culture that has stunted Kenya's growth for generations. The United Alternative Government stands on the side of constitution. (2026). And I thank you. Yes, sir. My colleagues here, of course, can join me in answering some of this. Yes, sir. Yes, Cairo.
Listening to your statement, and we know that the 13th parliament so far, when it comes to bills, the Kenya Kwanza administration have been having the last laugh. Do you still have hopes that going forward that they still listen to your grievances? And if at all the National Assembly passes this, what would be your next course of action? And
by the way,
my second question,
yeah, there. Why don't we are aware that, and even before our late brother Raila Odinga left us, we used to openly say that the state capture of the 13th parliament, every Kenyan discussion between Senators Methu, Richard Onyonka, and Ojieda, and they were very clear about the fact that the people's hopes are not in the 13th parliament. This is why we have called this press, very important press briefing, because this is where people's hopes and expectations are. And if there be any members of parliament, clearly, with those within our framework, and there are quite a number, they should rise in opposition so that their numbers, every name, yeah, just like happened with the Finance Act of 2024, that everybody, right, a division should be called, yeah, a division should be called, and every person who stands in objection to this state capture and blame theft of everything this country stands for, then the Kenyans will be able to see, yes, member for this constituency has stood with the people. But we are aware they may attempt to force. If they do, this line of action is you have course of justice. Yeah, because the courts cannot interfere at this stage, second reading, committee stage, third reading. The moment before this thing is signed or whatever happens, we will take it up. We are not just about to give up, because if we do, we are auctioning the future of our children. Cairo, your next question.
my second question was, I remember vividly before Christmas, you had promised as the United Alternative Government would have already decided who will be flying the flag. I know that is the elephant in the room. So far, what has been the
Cairo, there's no elephant in no room. Okay. You know, we cannot be that static, right? We will sometimes issue statements, and then after consulting, we may vary them, because we are trying to build a broad consensus going forward. We will address that issue. We want to give that assurance to Kenyans. But don't force it on us. Thank you. Kuna mwingine? Yes.
The culture of lying is becoming common. We saw the CS lying. We know other prominent also lie.
Yeah.
What consequence will we be seeing from your side on this lie?
I think on the earlier question about the flag bearer, the only thing that is clear is that there will be one flag bearer that you can take In the year 2002, Mwai Kibaki, the single presidential candidate for the opposition then, was announced on 14th October 2002.